Shut up and sit down.
It's where the big boys play. Sicw.
Welcome to Square Read Podcast, everybody. Episode 128, I believe. Last week, we had a couple people under the weather, so we did not post anything. I'm sure all you 8 people out there were heartbroken.
Totally. I when it come to Thursday morning, I was like, oh man, I'm supposed to be watching something, and I wasn't able to watch anything. You know, being the
I came
problem.
to Thursday morning, and I was like, oh crap, I forgot to go to sleep.
Well, we got a good show for you guys tonight. We're gonna talk a little wrestling, like always, local and of course worldwide. Talking about the WWE, but for starters, we need to talk about 2 legends that need our thoughts and prayers. The first one being Abby, Abdul the Butcher, very good friend of the podcast and Sicw. He comes in every year for us. I've got pretty close with him, and he is being hospitalized. They haven't come out and said what is, what's wrong or what's going on. But we do know.
From that picture, that's how long he's been coming around. That's my 15-year-old son with him.
Wow, he looks 15 in the picture.
15 now. But he's been coming around, and like you said, good friend for a long time now.
Yeah, definitely. And I think I showed it off, and I should have got it out of the cabinet. This past Fan Fest, I bought one of his figures from him, and had him sign a picture of me and him from the previous year. And he did a nice little doodle on it. I don't know if it's really close to me or not. No, I don't know where it's at right now. But so thoughts and prayers with Abby. Like I said, we don't know what exactly is going on. We just know that they have talked about it on Facebook. I forgot her name, but she's like his handler and friend, and she's been getting on.
They call her Queen something.
Yeah. But definitely wish him some good vibes.
His health has been getting so much better lately. Like he's been getting up and taking steps with the DDP yoga and whatnot. So hopefully this isn't too serious of a setback.
Yeah. I mean, I know he's in his 80s. I don't know exactly what year he is, how old he is, but I know he's getting up there. But I hate losing good friends, so hopefully he can kick out and stick around a little while longer. But on to, I guess you would say, worse news is the other gentleman who is in hospice right now, Mike Rotunda, aka IRS. We haven't actually had him in. We did have his good friend Ted DiBiase in many a times, but growing up, that was the tag team that I remember being the big heels in the WWE for a great time period. $1 Million Man, IRS. So definitely a legend in my eyes. Plus, he gave us the likes of
Bo
Dallas and Bray Wyatt. So I mean, there's a whole family right there, because you got Barry Windham is his brother-in-law. So yeah, everyone is like on pins and needles on his, because normally hospice is not something that you kick out of. So hopefully, if anything happens, at least, I hate to say it, but hopefully it's nothing that's we just give him good thoughts and prayers as well. Hopefully he can kick out of whatever situation he's in, because again, too, they haven't said why he's in hospice, but it's never a good sign when they need that kind of care. So Mike Rotunda, Abdullah the Butcher, your thoughts and prayers, man, coming your way. So hopefully you guys get a lot better. But on to some WWE, so Monday Night Raw was yesterday. Of course, you know, guys, we filmed this on Tuesday, kind of get the reaction to Monday Night Raw. Of course, this airs on Thursday as well. But this Saturday is Saturday night's main event. So Monday Night Raw is kind of gearing up to promote for Saturday night's main event. And they started out that way with Jey Uso. Talking about how he won that battle royal a couple weeks ago to be the #1 contender. Matter of fact, they even had the heavyweight belt in the middle of the ring on a podium, and he was doing his normal thing. Came out to his entrance music and came into the ring, and then had to replay it back, as they say, you know, roll it back. And so as soon as he started talking, out comes CM Punk. Which is the actual, you know, I did say he's Jey Uso being the #1 contender. He is I don't know how you would put it. He won the battle royal to face the #1 contender, which is CM Punk. So CM Punk comes out, does his music, and then he goes, "You want to replay it back?" And did the same thing that Jey Uso normally does, and they replayed his music and everything. I think it was a nice little poke at Jey Uso, you know. But so they are having their match this Saturday at Saturday night's main event. They both, you know, had their verbal words, and CM Punk was saying how he's better friends with his with Jay's brother Jimmy, and that he's going to hate having to do what he has got to do to win this belt. But he believes this is his opportunity and his shot to win this belt finally, because he did win it a couple months back, but he only had it for mere minutes before Seth Rollins came in, cashed in his Money in the Bank, and took the title from him. So this is his redemption match, basically. But that was a nice way to start off the show, even though, again, Monday Night Raw starts off the show with a bunch of talking. At least it was with two guys that really have everything going for them, because both of them are getting a shot at the heavyweight title, you know, this Saturday night. So it should be a great match. But going on with Raw, we had, let's see here, we had LA Knight versus Braun Breaker, which was a great match, I thought. You know, it showed off how LA Knight is not say more of a veteran, but versus Braun Breaker, he is more of a veteran. You know, he's multiple years in the business, did the independents, worked his way up, you know, worked NWA, worked, I think he was in TNA as well. You know, so he has that ring awareness much better than Braun Breaker, and they actually showed that in the match with him being able to counter some of the moves that Braun Breaker is normally used to just pulling off with no defense from his opponent. So it made Braun Breaker have to work harder in this match, if that makes sense.
Almost a little human.
Yeah, yeah. But it did come down to Braun Breaker winning. So again, LA Knight lost. And LA Knight is one of those guys that's in the mix for the belt, but every time he gets the opportunity, he doesn't get it. Like some always happens where he's not in the program anymore. And a lot of people are talking about this because a lot of fans love LA Knight. They feel that he should be pushed. And they feel that he's not getting what he deserves. What do you think about that, Bobby?
I mean, when he first came, he got a pretty good push. Like, I get what they're saying. I had the same sentiment about Penta,
Yeah.
but I don't know. I think he kind of got his. Was it at the tippy top? No, but not everybody gets to the tippy top.
Yeah. So I'm on the defense, but I'm also on the offense when it comes to LA Knight because I like his character, but I still feel like he's still almost ripping off The Rock and Stone Cold and everything like that, where, they say, to steal from a person that you idolize, like move sets and then make it your own. And he's you can obviously see a little Stone Cold with him because he always wears the vest. The way he talks in the microphone, he sounds like The Rock. Is he making it truly his own character? I don't know. I mean, it's different words. He's saying different things, but it almost. I think that's his downside, and I think that's why WWE isn't pushing him, because they feel like he's a counterfeit, I guess you would say, in a better lack of terms. So they don't want him to get the belt. But at the same aspect, he is definitely a fan favorite. Everyone likes yelling back, yeah, when he's doing his LA night and everything. But I don't know.
WWE has built its reputation on counterfeits. It's happened since the inception with WWF. So why is it a problem now? I think it might be a personal thing.
I mean,
Ric Flair talked about in his book, everything in pro wrestling stolen.
Yeah.
He did it from the robes to the hair to the ring entrance music to.
Yeah, Ric Flair stole everything. Yeah, even the Nature Boy,
He fully
Hulk Hogan stole his whole image and his poses. So it's
all. Yeah.
It seems more personal than him being a counterfeit because WWE is counterfeit.
Yeah, but I like that you brought up Penta because he actually had a match last night too for the #1 contenders for the Intercontinental title. It was him versus Rusev, or Rusev, how do you pronounce it? But that also, I mean, I would give Monday Night Raw a pretty good passing letter. I wouldn't say it was an A or anything like that. Maybe a B-, C+. It was a good show because this match here, Penta versus Rusev, that was a great back and forth because you have the muscle-bound guy who can beat the crap out of you, but you have Penta who's so agile that he can get out of moves and then do a move to you without you realizing that it's coming. And that's how that match panned out. But to start off, before this match happened, what was his Dominic Mysterio? He was actually trying to get his team to actually interfere in the match because he didn't want to wrestle either one of these guys. Of course, Dominic is the Intercontinental Champion. So Judgment Day said no, that they both have, like the tag team, the girls had their own match that night, and so did JD McDonough. Of course, with Finn Balor in his corner, had a match. So they're saying, we're not interfering, basically. So he called up his good masked buddy.
Mark Henry.
What was his name?
Mark Henry.
No. Not that.
Yeah. El Grande Americano. Mark Henry.
Oh, okay. I see where you're going with that.
I know that's who it's under.
Yeah, but so called him up, and of course him and his little two goons came out and interfered at the end of the match. Well, towards the end of the match, you assume it was the end of the match, and actually got the match thrown out. Then again, Rusev got back up in the ring when they were celebrating and knocked his little two Americanos out. And they took off, of course, and then you had Penta getting back up in the ring and squaring off against Rusev as well. So great match. Like I said, everyone should go back and watch Raw from last night because, like I said, it's a much better show than they have been producing. Still only 5 matches. So I think that is their go-to now. It's just strictly 5 matches with a lot of talking. Because it's still not quite a 3-hour show, but I think it was like 2.5, maybe 2 hours and 45 minutes or so. but 5 matches and a lot of backstage antidotes. But yeah, so those were 2 matches. Then you had Nikki Bella versus Roxana Perez. I mean, I can't say it was a horrible match because Nikki Bella was trying different moves. And nothing against women wrestling, but it definitely was a slower paced match.
Nikki's always been slow.
Yeah, I mean it's like it takes a while for them to get into each move they're trying to get into, and if someone's trying to pull off new moves, maybe they're not quite comfortable with them. It takes it even longer to get into the moves or get the moves set up or even to accomplish the move that they're trying to do. So it was an okay match. I think Perez actually helped Nikki through that match, even though it was definitely a match that was, you can see it was supposed to highlight Nikki Bella. But I don't know, it didn't work out. Roxana ended up winning that match. Which brings me to another women's match. Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss versus Bailey and Lyra. This too was a much better match than Nikki Bella's match, but you have the likes of Charlotte Flair, Nature Boy's daughter. She's a workhorse, and so that match was pretty good. A lot of great back and forth in it. It was, I wouldn't say the best match on the card, but it was definitely a pretty damn good match. Let's see here. Oh, you know what? Was there only 4 matches? Oh no, one,
No,
two.
there's another one.
Yeah. So yeah, the JD McDonough versus Sheamus. This is the match of the night, I think. I really like Sheamus. I did notice that it looks like Sheamus has put on a little bit of weight. He's a much bigger boy now. But Sheamus and Rusev both, when I told you guys I got tired of them wrestling each other because it seemed like every Monday night they were wrestling each other, which is fine the first time because they are 2 big brutes that like to put everything in there. And it shows because Sheamus' skin, he's so light skinned that every damn mark shows on him. And he is just brutal to his opponents as well. So I'm glad that they're like separated now. So we had 2 good matches because, like I said, Rusev and Penta was a great match. And now we have another one with JD McDonough versus Sheamus. Again, Sheamus, the big brute, was basically brutalizing JD McDonough, and him being the skinnier what's the word? Yeah. Opponent was able to do a really good dance. It was basically Rusev and Penta just in reverse, so now you have Sheamus versus JD. And I tell you, JD was not on my radar as a good wrestler or anything.
He's got a big head, though.
Yeah, very big head. But up until the point when he got injured. And I don't know why I started to watch him after that point. I mean, to me, he didn't take that much time off. He blew a lung and really fucked up his head and neck and came back early. And ever since then, I don't know if he proved to me that he has the testicle fortitude to be a damn good wrestler. And so now I kind of watch his matches a lot better, a lot more. And him and Sheamus put on a really good barn burner, as they would say. There was times when like Sheamus almost had JD pinned, but Finn Balor, of course, was in his corner, so he interfered. There was a good spot where they were going to double team on Sheamus, but he countered it and turned it into a double clothesline. Very good. But with Finn Balor being in his corner, he's now carrying around this shillelagh, and he knocked Sheamus, of course, when the ref wasn't looking, and caused Sheamus to be set up for the Spanish fly that JD does. and he was able to get the pin. But
Which is
very good
also
match.
funny because Sheamus used to come out with Shillelagh.
Yeah. But very good Raw. Like I said, I would say it's practically a B. It wasn't like a top-notch A-list show, but definitely if you guys got time, I would tell you to go back and rewatch that one. I still actually have to rewatch last week's episode because I want to see the battle royal that Jey Uso actually won, because I heard a lot of talk about that one, where it got down to Jimmy and Jay and one other guy, and Jay threw them both. Well, they were tied up in the ropes, and Jay threw them both over. So he eliminated his brother, and that was talked about in one of the backstage skits about how Jay, how Jimmy wanted to get down to him and his brother, and then have uh, a good battle to become the winner of the battle royal, and he didn't give him his chance because Jay threw Jimmy over, but without him realizing it and looking back and seeing him and all that. So I still have to go back and watch that one just so I can catch up on how the stories are being driven. But like I said, this Saturday is Saturday night's main event. Of course, Sicw has a show this Saturday too, so I would tell you to come to Sicw, watch the show, and then go home and watch Saturday night's main event. So I do.
It's cheaper to come to the Sicw show than to get the ESPN Super Plus membership.
Right. So before we get to Sicw, I just want to throw out the card that we know of so far for Saturday night's main event. Of course, the vacant WWE World Heavyweight title is going to be determined between CM Punk and Jey Uso. The undisputed WWE Championship, Cody Rhodes, is going against Drew McIntyre, which they did a little spot with Drew, and his promo skills are just on fire, and they let him speak in like a video setting, not in the ring or anything like that, and he's almost got this sadistic type of sound to him, and a vengeance. Normally I would just cast Drew McIntyre to the side, because he's another one that gets to the top and then gets knocked down so many fucking times that you almost can't believe that he'll ever win it again. So you got that match. You got the two women's. Well, you got the WWE women's Tiffany Stratton versus Jade Cargill. To me, this is just going to be an easy win for Tiffany Stratton. Jade Cargill she gets hurt too much. That was her problem in AEW. Now it seems to be her problem in WWE. So she's constantly on the injured list. And in her matches, I don't think she's really comfortable yet having a match. It almost seems like she's being walked through, and that's pretty bad when you reach that peak and you're on the main stage of like a WWE or AEW, and you still look like you don't belong there.
And she's been on these stages for a while now.
Right. But so then, due to the match of Rusev and Penta, it's going to be those two versus Dominic for the Intercontinental title. So that's so far of what's going to happen for Saturday night's main event. Of course, we still have Friday night SmackDown, because right now we only have 4 matches lined up, and you know what it is. They need at least 5 to complete what they normally do. But I'm sure some things will probably change, for Saturday night's main event.
I say, wasn't the women's tag match on there?
No, I wrote it down as what they had posted, and I didn't see.
I thought they announced it after the Kabuki Warriors came in and attacked Charlotte and Alexa.
Oh, so the Kabuki Warriors is gonna jump over Io Sky and who's that other girl, Rhea Ripley, and just go for the tag team titles.
They attacked him on Raw. I thought that's what I saw.
Yeah, I mean, it could be. Um, towards the end of the Raw, I kind of went out and was doing something else in the house. So it was one of those I was watching, wasn't watching. So I do remember seeing the Kabuki Warriors out there, but so that could be. One other thing before we get over to SICW, I did want to talk a little bit more about.
We have 15 minutes left for our time. So how much time you want to spend on WWE?
It's just one more fucking thing, Nate. Come on, chill out. Jesus Christ, man.
Nathan, we talked about this being nastier.
That is getting nastier.
So the only thing I wanted to talk about again is the ESPN deal. They put out a report saying that what was it? They only had 100 to 125 more subscribers. Join the ESPN thing to watch the WWE pay-per-views. And if you do the math, it looks like that's going to add $35 million a year if that stays the same and they don't get any more subscribers to the ESPN product. So if you deep dive further into the math, the ESPN is spending $325 million a year for this contract that they have with WWE, but if it stays the same right now, they're only making $35 million a year. So it, in the books, it looks like a very horrible deal that they chose to sign WWE for that multi-billion-dollar deal, which they are incredibly going to lose most of their money.
We're
WWE,
tired of adding endless amounts of streaming services.
right? I mean, I get it because I haven't signed up on that deal yet, and I probably won't. I have Netflix to watch Raw. I have Prime to get all my Amazon stuff and to watch whatever Prime videos come on as well. I got Paramount because I like Yellowstone and all their spinoffs and stuff like that. So you're getting tired of adding. It's almost like, why did we cut the cord anyway? Because cable companies was the amounts were going through the roof. So it's like cheaper, cut the cord, get an app. And now it's basically when I need every single app to get everything you want to watch. So it's back to being an outrageous bill every month.
ESPN says everything is going fine and doing well.
Yeah,
but they
yeah.
want their numbers.
Yeah, and they don't really want to talk about it too because it just shows off how bad of a deal that they did. Great for WWE. They're making out like bandits, but there's got to be a clause in there that they can cut it. If especially after the first year, if you can't show improvement after the first year, I mean, how that first pay-per-view, ESPN rated it a C- or D+ or something like that, and that's
There were
horrible for your.
ESPN writers writing about how bad it was.
Yeah, so I mean that shows enough right there.
That should have been their biggest hype train people.
Right. All right. So since Mr. Nasty Nate said that we only got so much time left, let's move on to SICW. We had two great shows this past week. Thursday night was Missouri Athletic Club. It's a private show, but it's such a classy show because all the fans in the audience are all in suits and ties and gowns for the women, and it's a smoke-filled room because it's a private club and full of whiskey and beer and everything else.
And lots of cigars.
It's just a very cool atmosphere. And I tell you what, if you are a wrestler or you are a non-smoker, it's probably the worst place for you to be because literally it is smoked full and it's hard to wrestle when you can't breathe in the ring already. But just add a room full of cigar smoke and then whoo, you really got to know your shit and how to control your breathing and control everything. Because damn. But Bobby has got the promo for it, or not the promo, but the booklet, so he can talk about all the matches. Take it away, Bobby.
I say we're gonna go through these really fast because we're running short on time. Let's see. They changed that match, I believe. Attila did go against Jason Breed, didn't he?
Yes, and that he had Stephen E in his corner, and I do think we have a clip, if Nate can play it, of what happened after this match. So audio is bad in it, but you got Stephen E. He's complaining because the match actually ended when Attila was able to pin Jason Breed, but that was because Stephen E. interfered in the match. And JBL, of course, was the guest bell ringer, and he was like, "No, I do not like the decision because I seen Stephen E. interfere." And so he restarted the match, and then Jason Breed was able to take advantage of that and beat Attila. So Stephen E was getting in JBL's face, telling him how bad he hated that decision, and JBL let him know that he didn't care. So JBL is going to a lot of promotions and throwing his clothesline from hell. And Stephen E was the victim last week. But
And then afterwards, he made it rain.
yes, he did make it rain. He made a lot of people a lot of money last Thursday. So technically, if I count this up, I'm sure I'm a millionaire because it's all $100 bills. It just sucks that JBL's face is on it and not just the monkey on it, not the Benjamin. But I'll still take it. This is a very cool, thing to have JBL on the $100 bill. So the only thing better would have been having him autograph one of these guys, and that would have been sweet. But very cool to
I did
have
just notice instead of "In God We Trust," it says "In JBL We Trust."
in JBL we trust. Let's see here. I had a tag match. It was me and Gary Jackson. We went against Space Cowboy and Cannonball Matthews. They got the upper hand in the beginning because they jumped us. But me and Gary were able to score the pin. So me and Gary, the Texas Night Trains is what we call ourselves when we tag, and we were able to score the pin on that. But yes, you had Lilith Khan. Is that who I'm saying? Oh no, Richard Shaw versus Gary Graham. Now this was a good back and forth, but I know I was preparing for my match, so I didn't see who won. Do you remember who won that one?
I think Gary Graham did, but I'm not 100% on that.
Okay. Again, just a great show after all. Not after all, but a great show overall. Lilith Khan, she was supposed to go against Miranda Gordy. Miranda Gordy was not available. I forgot the lady's name that substituted for her, but they had an excellent match. What are you showing off? Oh, look at that. Two masked men, Waco and Super Assassin versus Greg and Xavier Anthony. So this is a father and son tag team. Greg Anthony, Golden Boy, he's from Memphis. There's a promotion down there that he helps run. Of course, he helps train a lot of people, but two of the people, he helped train his boys. Both of his boys are in wrestling, and Xavier is, a lot of times when you get started in wrestling, they team you up with a tag team partner just so you get the feel of how a wrestling match should go. And he is taking his son under his wing and doing the same thing for him.
So we had the Battle Royal, which I believe Gary won, but I'm not 100% on that one either.
I am sure of that because I watched it. Of course, that was after I was tossed out.
I was limping out of there pretty good afterwards. So.
Yep.
My back was hurting for a couple days.
So everyone but the girls were in the battle royal. And you had people that weren't even on the card, like Sean Vincent was in the battle royal, Joey Vanetti was in the battle royal, and I believe there were some others. But they kind of Steve Fender was in the battle royal, and he's the one that eliminated me. He actually
got me too.
blindsided me. Oh, did he?
Yeah.
He blindsided me. I was working on some other guy. He came around and just, I hate to say it, pimp slapped me just about. I didn't see it coming, and I took the full blunt of it. And I went down to, wake the cobwebs out of my head from it. And that's all it took for him. And I think someone else, Sean Beers or someone else, came behind and helped him dump me over. So um, I went and to the sidelines, not where the wrestling ring was, but where I can still see how it was playing out and watch the rest of it. And it got down to Attila Khan and Gary Jackson. And Gary Jackson was able to outwit Attila Khan. One of those things where he was running towards Gary, and Gary simply just pulled down the ropes, and Attila, just fumbled all out on his own. So very good show.
There's one more match. What I would arguably say was the best match of the night.
Oh, who's that? Steve Fender versus Bobby D? I don't know.
I'm a little biased, but I think it was the best match of the night.
So did who won?
Duh.
Oh, okay. I was just checking.
So we had a rookie ref. Is it Richard?
Yes.
And he was a little close when I came charging in at Fender, and Fender pulled him in the way and smashed him. And so there were a couple times there right after where I thought I was going to get the pin, but there was no ref to count it. And then Fender ended up getting the chain out. He had hidden in his boot, and he went to hit me, ducked it, hit him with something. I don't even remember what it was at this point. Long story short, he ended up going for the bell, swung that at me, ducked it. I had the chain at this point, laid him out with it. Ref came to, and I got the 1, 2, 3.
Oh, man, nice. I didn't stick around and watch that match. I think I was already having a beer at the bar at that point. Yeah, so that was a very cool show. It's the closest that we can go to wrestling at the Chase, besides wrestling at the Chase. But even when SICW did wrestling at the Chase, it's still not like the old school atmosphere. And the Mac definitely has the old school atmosphere where they're all dressed up and the smoking and drinking that expensive liquor and everything like that. So very cool show. We do it once a year. And normally have some special guests. And this year, of course, was JBL. We also had another show Saturday. We'll kind of move along with it since we're running out of time. I'll just say that I had another great match with Peyton Ayers, two big guys, throwing a lot of meat around, but I ended up getting the victory over Peyton. But what it all boils down to on Saturday was a great tag match of Bobby D versus Gary Jackson versus the new heavyweight champion.
I was teamed with Gary. I didn't go against him.
Right. Yeah, that's what I meant. Going against the new SICW champion, Brandon Beretta, and his pink glitter boy, Glenn Williams. Right. So that was the tag match. Definitely, Brandon Beretta has skills. He shows it off every time he's in the ring nowadays. I think at wrapping it up on that match, he was getting, I hate to say it, he was getting the best of you guys.
He was doing pretty good, but then he went for my own move, the power slam, and I stopped myself, went for that cradle, pinned him real quick, 1, 2, 3.
Oh, yeah. I do remember that. Yeah, so you guys scored the victory, but that didn't stop them. After the victory, Brandon Beretta, Glenn Williams, they had already got rid of Gary Jackson, threw him out of the ring, and proceeded to beat down Bobby D. Now, what is cool about this is, Bob Orton has the Ace Wrestling Academy. Of course, Brandon Beretta is one of his top graduates, even though he has changed from the loving Brandon Beretta that everyone loves to this new ego fucking triphead guy, and he thought he still had the benefits of having Bob Orton on his side. But were you able to pull the video? No.
Nope. Never commented.
All right. So in the next couple days, you'll be able to see it on my YouTube channel, Jim the Big Texan Hoffarth. Bob Orton. Bob has been retired from pro wrestling from at least a year or so, because he was doing it up until about a year ago. So he got out of the business. He's up in his age. He was a special guest, not involved in any matches. He was just there to sign autographs, shake some hands, kiss some babies. But Brandon invited him into the ring, thinking that he was going to have his legend, his top trainer on his side, and Bob was not having it. Bob showed that he still has the skills that he had when he was in the WWF, and beat the crap out of both Brandon Beretta and Glenn Williams. And I tell you, when you watch this clip on the channel, Bob is just like, he is going so fast with his punches. I don't even know how many Brandon took to the face. It wasn't to the forehead. It was to the nose and to the cheek. And it was great. In my humble opinion, it was a great watch. Of course, he was able to knock Glenn out. But then they both tried to do a little double team move on Bob. But Bob was able to do a double clothesline on both of them, knock them both down. And by then, Bobby D and, of course, Gary was able to get back into the ring. And then they, ran off like, two chickens with their head cut off. So a very good show. This is our first time in Troy, Illinois. And it sounds like we might be back. But moving on. Oh, well, before we move on from SICW, let's just say we have our November show this Saturday at the Belle Claire Fairgrounds. Doors open at 6, bell times at 7. This is one. I think we only have 2 more shows left this year, maybe 3, I think, because I think we got another one added. Don't count me on that. Go to sicw.org for all the wrestling dates. The New Year's dates, next year's dates might be even posted there already too, because I know some of the boys have already got the dates. But definitely this Saturday, November 1st, we're going to have one of the last shows. Of course, Brandon Beretta is going to be there. He's headlining it. He's going against Jason Breed for the title. I know I'm on the show. You on the card, Bobby?
I will be there. I don't know who I'm wrestling yet, but I'll be there.
Yeah, same thing. I don't know who I got, but I do know that they reached out and booked me for it. So I know I'll be there in some sort of capacity. Also, Sean Vincent is going against Glenn Williams in a street fight. So that would be your second main event there, co-main event. So last time, Steve, I don't know why I keep wanting to call Sean Steve. Sean Vincent and Glenn Williams up in Breeze, they had a strap match. And they actually had a really good match. They beat each other all over the place. But they were confined to this strap. So this time, no strap involved. So literally, they can go all over the place and not be confined to being strapped to each other. So it should be a very interesting match. But yes, so it's coming up. Saturday starts November 1st. And on November 15th, we have the Shriners Collectors Fest. Of course, you're looking at the hosts of that day. All 3 of us is going to be there in attendance, signing autographs, doing a live podcast, talking to all the comic book artists, talking to all the vendors. It's going to be a great time. Like we always talk about, if you're any kind of interest, if you're interested in Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, Hot Wheels, Dungeons and Dragons, or even last year I picked up Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and I picked up Gargoyles, and some Ghostbusters. So if you're interested in any of that, if you're interested in comic books, this will be the place to be. It's I can't see that, so I don't know the address to it, but it's the Shriners Collectors Fest. It's going to be over in St. Louis, and November the 11th, we are going to have the guy who's putting this show on.
12545 Fifi Road.
Yes.
I can read that one.
I do know that general admission starts at 10, and it's just $5. But if you want to pay an extra $5, you can come in at 9 o'clock in the morning. I have a whole hour to shop around before general admission gets opened up too. But yes, not next week, but November the 11th, we are going to have Jason, who is running this show, on our podcast. He's going to talk individually about all the artists that's going to be there signing autographs. He's going to talk about why he started this, because this is only the second year of this Collectors Fest, and what his future plans are. Because I spoke to him a little bit today, and he's got bigger plans for next year. So it should be very interesting. Of course, we're still going to try to keep it down to an hour, so we might have to cut off, the WWE and Sicw for one podcast only, or maybe we'll get to it. We'll see. But definitely tune in November 11th. Well, November 11th is when we'll record, and then it'll be out that Thursday. So,
November 15th, we won't talk about WWE at all because we're there for the Shriners and we're there for the event. So no WWE on the 15th.
Yep. So very cool. Coming up very fast. I mean, it just felt like it was like 3 months and then 2 months. And now it's technically going to be this month since Saturday is the 1st. Now my favorite time of the show. This is the part now. I have 2 weeks worth of stuff that I was not able to show off last week. Bobby he didn't get his box. I already asked because I was kind of interested to see what he got.
I paid for my box though.
Well, he paid for his box. So very cool stuff. Some stuff I bought from Walmart, some stuff I bought from eBay, some stuff I bought from a thrift shop. I'm going to show you guys what I picked up at the thrift first because it's very cool antique pieces, kind of, and it's like electronics, like an antique piece. So back before they were trying to do DVDs, they were going on from cassettes, and then they started doing discs, but then they started doing these big ass discs. This is a movie, believe it or not, and it required a different type of machine, not a VCR or DVD player. It was another machine that I read up on it. Wish I could remember the name of it, but literally when this machine came out, it took them so long to get this out to the public that by the time it came out, it was already a relic. DVDs already conquered and literally put this company out of business. So this is very cool. These are some older movies. Star Trek. I think I'm just going to hang them on the wall and display them because I don't have the machine, and God knows you probably can't find one. And if you do, it's probably even broken or very expensive because no one really has them. But picked up a Star Trek, $1.99. Very cool wall art, I guess you would say. I picked up 3. That's all they had. I picked up on them all if they had more. But Wizard of Oz, thought it was very cool. It's an old movie. Not that I can watch it on this thing, but a very cool wall art. But what I thought was the best, He-Man. You got to bring the toys into the conversation somehow. So very cool picture of He-Man, Masters of the Universe. On the back, it has some of the scenes on the movie. It could be a cartoon, actually. It says Volume 2, so it looks like there's 4 cartoons on this disc or this whatever you want to call this thing. So very cool scenes of the cartoon. But I just thought, man, this will look good hanging on the wall, and a discussion piece of what the hell is it? Because most people don't even know about these type of movies that was trying to beat out DVDs. And then, like I said, as soon as it came out, they were already a dinosaur. So I picked up some Walmart. I picked up some eBay from. I keep talking about independent toy companies, and there's a lot of independent toy companies. There's TRT, which is Title Run Company, Title Run Toys. They're the ones that did the Paul Orndorff little Hasbro type of figures, but there's a lot of other ones. There's Grapplers and Gimmicks. There's Heels and Faces. I showed off some Heel and Faces a couple weeks ago when I showed off the King Kong Bundy and the King Kong Bruiser Brody. I added another heel and face to it, and it's another big boy wrestler. It is Andre the Giant. Very cool figure. It lines up with the Hasbros. Let me just pull one out here real quick, because the Hasbros is my second favorite line besides the LJNs. But these guys, except for the skin tone, I don't think, well, they probably did get Andre the Giant skin tone good, because he wasn't a tanned boy. He never tanned. He never put the spray thing on or went out in the sun. So he was more of a light-skinned guy. But definitely got the sizes down, because he was definitely taller than Smash from Demolition. So most of these toy companies are trying to take the wrestlers that we didn't get in the Hasbro line, or if we did, we didn't get any newer, updated versions. Like Andre the Giant, he had one in the Hasbro line where Big Boss Man had 2 or 3 figures, $1 Million Man had 2 or 3 figures. We only got one of Andre the Giant. So very cool pickup. Again, that is Heel and Faces. You can find them on the internet. Another company, like I said, Grapplers and Gimmicks. They just put out 3, actually there's 4, Jake the Snake Roberts. And this is one of them that I picked up. Again, the right size as a Hasbro. We did get a Jake the Snake Roberts in the Hasbro line. But this one is so much cooler. It's got so much more, I hate to say it, play mobility. And there's 3 different versions, and he comes with 3 different snakes. One of them comes with a Cobra. Of course, the Cobra is the one that bit Macho Man in that famous match that they had where the snake would not come off of Macho Man's arm. So very cool pickup. I think I got a white tights version of this guy coming as well. They do have a Comic-Con version that's extremely expensive already. For a brand new figure, it's already fetching $100. So I probably won't get that one, but I do have this version and another version coming. So I really like that. WWE so Hasbro was one company. Mattel does WWE's figures now. And so they started a retro line as well, which is basically their versions of Hasbro's. So I picked up King Harley Race. Again, same scale as the regular Hasbro's. The only thing I wish is that his hat would come off. They didn't have his hat come off, but his cape or his robe will come off. And he's got a cool like clothesline type of effect. Very cool. Of course, I try to collect everything Harley Race. The guy just means so much to SICW and all the wrestlers from SICW because he was a constant. He came in all the time. His organization, we talk about on here as well. WLW, World League Wrestling, which is now part of the NWA. So now you have to say NWA, WLW. But very cool figure. Even got his tattoos on, and they're on the right spots because we talked about Big Rubber Guys, which is a branch off of Major Bendy's. They had a Harley race come out and they put the tattoo in the wrong spot on his arm. But very cool. Now, my favorite thing, well, you know what? I'm going to add 2 more things just because I had so much, and I know I'm taking up your guys' time, but a friend of the channel who watches every week, Frank Murphy, he knows that I've been collecting the WWE Superstars, also a Mattel product. You can find them at Walmart. They have a new wave, and I'll get to those in just a second. But he knew I was looking for Great Muta. At one point, I was looking for the Chase Muta, which is in black pants. But he picked me up and gifted me a red pants Great Muta. I do have one on display, but the cool thing about it is this guy comes with a extra head in here that is a different face color. So now I'm going to be able to display both of the heads. So very cool. And then Saturday at the wrestling show, Joey Vanetti, who knows that I collect wrestlers, and I've bought stuff. He's the one that stole me my Macho Man right here, the Slim Jim. But he gifted me this, and this is a Kevin Nash.
Nice. WCW one.
WCW. And it's not a WWE version of WCW. This is a WCW Kevin Nash, which is a weird line because it's a Toy Biz line. They only had like 4 or 5, 1, 2, 3, 4 guys, at least on the back of this package. But this has actually got hair. You know, truly it's a doll. This will be the only time that I say it's not an action figure, it's a doll, because it's got hair, you know. But very cool figure. It's a Target exclusive by Toy Biz, and which is the Toy Biz only had it for a few years because WCW mainly used San Francisco toy makers. But very cool. So thank you, Joey Vanetti, for gifting me that. But all right, so the grand finale, WWE Superstars. I've been trying to collect them all. I started pretty late, but I got down to where I just needed this current line that just dropped like a month and a half ago. And you can find these at your Walmarts now. So they dropped George the Animal Steel with all of his chest hair and his green tongue. Just an awesome figure. I mean, if you were a fan in the 80s, you know about how him and Macho Man Randy Savage were beefing over Elizabeth. He was all trying to love up on Elizabeth. Macho Man wasn't having it. You got a new version of the Ultimate Warrior. This is like his Intercontinental days before he blew up and won the championship. And, you know, this is like the old school colors of the Ultimate Warrior. Very cool. He comes with the Intercontinental belt as well. Nikita Volkov. Very cool. He came with a red shirt. Yeah, I'm just not going to explain with the red shirt because it used to have like the Russian symbol on it, but they didn't want to put the Russian symbol on it now. So I just took that on off. Me and Bobby both met this guy. He came into SICW. I know we previously talked about it. Very cool guy, very humble. He just lived his gimmick when he was working for the WWE. Wasn't a Russian. Really didn't have too much of a Russian accent. But back in the 80s, him tagging with the Iron Sheik, him tagging with the $1 Million Man, I mean, he was a definition of a heel. Back when if you were a foreigner, that automatically made you a heel, you know. And then the fourth person that came out in the line, which I'm surprised it took him so long to come out in the line, is Stone Cold Steve Austin. So very cool to have him in there. Comes with the vest, comes with his knee braces. They all come with extra hands, open fist, and then where they can hold something in their hand. Very cool. On my YouTube channel, I talked about these just a little bit, and I was like, these guys are my kids. The 80s, my kid era. This guy is my teen, early adult era, so very cool to have those all in there. But the best thing that I picked up was my eBay purchase. I've been looking for this guy ever since, it was getting down to the numbers. This was a chase. This was one that I couldn't find in the stores, couldn't find it on eBay, couldn't find it on Facebook. Eventually found it on Facebook. The guy wouldn't ship it to me. He wanted me to come and pick it up, and he lives 5 hours away. I wasn't going to do that for this wrestler. eBay, finally found him on eBay, and the guys wanted 150. One guy wanted 100. And then one guy posted that he wanted 65. I still wasn't going to pay 65. So I shot him an offer. He didn't take it. And then it didn't get sold because it never sold for what he wanted. So he shot me back an offer of $5 more than what I offered him. And I said, sold. So I finally completed the WWE Superstars with this Razor Ramon. This is a chase. His regular version was all in purple, but this one has this nice gold chest. I hate to see that glare, but it's a gold vest. He's got the chains. He's got the purple pants with the gold paint of the razors on it. This guy was very hard to get. I would put him more hard to get than the Great Muta black pants. Because I have 2 of those, and I didn't pay what I paid for this guy. But I have them all. So I can't believe I completed the line. Now, this is a line that's still going to continue. So I still need to get the ones that come out in the future. And I'm looking forward, not to the next drop, but the drop after that, which has got Demolition. I really want Demolition in this group and displayed. If you check on our podcast under the podcast part, you'll see that we interviewed Crush's son. From Crush being one of the members from Demolition. That was a very cool podcast. But can't wait to get those figures. They've been out of the WWE spotlight for so long. So many other toy companies were making them. But it's nice to see them back in the WWE because that means there's a chance that they can be in the Hall of Fame as early as next year. WrestleMania is unfortunately coming right around the corner again in April. So it would be cool if Demolition can go into the Hall of Fame. They were a tag team champion, multiple time tag team champion, and since they are now officially under Legends contracts, we should be getting more figures, and they should go into the Hall of Fame. Very long-winded. I know next week Bobby will probably have his box by then, and he'll be able to show off all of his AEW stuff. There is actually more that I could show off, but I don't want to because this will just take it into like hour number 2, and I don't want to do that to you guys. So, anything else from you guys this week?
I think you covered it.
All right. Come watch us this Saturday, Belclair Fairgrounds. Doors open at 6. Show starts at 7. You'll see me. You'll see Bobby D, along the likes of Brandon Beretta and Gary Jackson and Attila. So going to be a great show to round out November for us. And then November 15th, I know we're going to talk about it next week, but November 15th, if you're a collector, you need to come to the collectors. I forgot what it's called. Collectors. It's the Shriners Collectors. What's the third word? I forgot the third word. This is how bad my brain is. Fest. Oh my God. Collector Fest. All right, guys. Till next week, we'll see you at the wrestling shows. You guys have a good night.
See you later, guys.
See ya.